Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Gen Weekly. I am Josh Waddell, and I will be on my own today. Greg and other Josh Sennett, are both out of office or busy. So I'm just going to be giving a few quick updates on the product today. It feels like there's so much going on outside of tech and in the world at large, but I thought, we just need to keep the wheels turning, the wheels of innovation, progress, at least as it comes to legal tech. So here we are. I just have a few small updates for today. A lot of the things last week that I talked about, I might actually just go ahead and share my screen for those of you who are Gen users. Also, feel free at any point, depending on the social media platform that you're in, you can drop comments in the feed and I will try to answer them as best as possible. Again, I think today is going to be a really quick, just high level overview of some of our newly released features and some things on the roadmap for later this week. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So what you're looking at right now is our staging environment in Gen. It's where we test everything before releasing it into the product that our users see. But essentially, one of the sort of focus areas I wanted to talk about today was this translate functionality. So essentially what this allows you to do is translate word for word within our product. So it essentially, you can upload a file, a PDF, Word, even a table if you want to, and it will translate that document. You could try images as well. Just depends on and sort of the quality of the image and what kind of text can actually be pulled from the image. I'd be interested to get feedback on actually like scanned images and pictures, just to see how the technology works. But my hope is by Thursday morning Central Time this week, this translate word for word translation will be released into production. So everyone who is a current Gen user will be able to utilize this functionality. Again, it is not a certified translation. This is just using AI to translate a document word for word, but we think it can hopefully save a lot of time and be a powerful tool in terms of determining whether something should be certified or not. So that's a sort of a new functionality that will be coming out later this week. Of course, we have the beta tag on translate and drafts, of course. Speaking of drafts, I didn't hear of a new issue that started this morning related to document upload. So bear with us. We're working on a fix to this issue. It should be hopefully fixed in the coming minutes or hours. But essentially, I think what happens is when you create a test project or an actual project, and notice there is now NIWs as well. And so that's the new release. This is live. This is available for all Gen subscribers, is the capability to generate NIW cover letters. I know it has been something that several folks have been waiting on for some time, but you can go into Gen today and try it out. Maybe wait for a couple of hours until we fix this upload support document issue. Apparently, what's currently happening is that when users upload files, they're just getting a really long right. So also a typo here, which will get fixed. This is just a temporary message. But essentially, we will have this back up to running really quickly. But you can just upload all of your documents, supporting documents, to help generate the drafts. But anyway, this is something that we're currently resolving. It's just a simple functionality. But yeah, we have now the 4 core processes that we said we would have at the beginning. And that includes NIW. We will soon, as in it's already completed, we just need to release it to all of our users. In addition to the NIW, we've had a lot of feedback about reference letters or expert letters. Every firm calls them something different. We call them support letters or letters of support. Basically, it's the expert letter that's supporting whatever petition, whether it's an O1, mostly extraordinary ability use cases here. But what we've gotten feedback about is that the actual support expert letter generating aspect of the product is somewhat limited in terms of the length. That's one thing that we've had complaints about, or really like feedback about since the beginning. Is like some firms really want 3 to 5 page expert letters. Well, now we are going to have a sort of standalone option that's not process specific, so it's customized based on your own specific templates. Sort of like a support letter, expert letter, reference letter drafting tool that will essentially allow you to upload your templates. You'll even be able to modify some of the instructions and prompts in the system so that you can actually create your own 5-page support letters if that's really what you're hoping. And the length really is dependent on the amount of supporting documentation you give the system. So obviously if you have the CV and also whatever it is you're collecting from the client, or internally collecting to generate those letters, that's essentially how it will work. But again, hopefully we're really hoping in the next 3 to 4 weeks we'll have also another sort of streamlined way for you to upload documents that will be much quicker than the sort of manual upload process, which is currently taking users around 30 to 45 minutes to complete a cover letter, like a first draft cover letter, just because of that manual upload process. But we plan to soon have, again, like a more streamlined way. Give us another 3 to 4 weeks, maybe around a month, and we'll have, I think, some really exciting news there. Outside of that, I mean, we're working on a lot of content importing into Gen. At this time, we're really in between finishing some case law sort of integration, and also really just a matter of like also cleaning up a lot of the data. So when we first pulled a lot of the data in from government sites and other areas, it was just needed to be sort of cleaned up and properly categorized and named. So we've been overhauling most of that as well. So anyway, that was just a few updates. I'll kind of stop sharing my screen. Oh, hey, Greg.
Sorry, double booked.
No, it's okay. I thought there may have been someone else there, but I was just giving a few updates. That was all. Nothing too major to announce today, except the release of the NIW process and drafts, which is live as of today, which is exciting.
Yeah, can't wait to try that. Did you tell them anything about translation?
High level, just like kind of showed him the button that says translate. It should be in, I'm hoping, Greg, that it's in production by Thursday morning. Okay. Like basically everyone will have access to it. We've tested it this week. I had folks testing it yesterday and earlier this week. And initially there were some languages that were working better than others, but now it seems to be doing pretty well. In other words, it seems to be, drafting cohesive translated documents that seem to be close to what folks are requesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth pointing out that there are, Google Translate's been around for a while, and there are some efforts to do more in the AI space with it. But this is a little bit different what we're doing, because with that, Google Translate is essentially cut and paste a snippet of text into a window, and Google will translate it. This is basically upload an entire document and tell it what language you want it to turn it into, and it will produce for you an entire document back on there, much more robust than anything that you're likely to have used at this point in terms of translation. So this is going to, I think, for a lot of people, become a much more useful tool. For example, you get these documents from a client. You don't know if it's worth it to have it full on translated and get it certified to go with a petition, for example. Now you'll have a much better idea about what are the documents that are the important documents that you need for a case, and which are the ones that are not going to be that important. And then you can basically spend your client's money on things that you actually are going to be using versus wasting money for clients. And then our plan is to also, and we're in discussions with at least one translation company at this point about pushing out a translated document to a translator that will see the original document, see the AI translation, be able to turn around a human certified translation much more quickly, because all they're doing is essentially checking the AI's work and then presumably be able to offer certified translations at a lower price point than you might if it was just pure human translation for the whole process. So you're going to be saving money on not translating, not getting certifications on documents that you're not going to be using in your petition because you've already checked the translation. And to the extent you're going to need translations certified, you're going to be spending less money. So we think this is actually going to be one of the more important features in Gen for day-to-day savings of both time and money.
Yeah, no, really excited. Again, I think and I was mentioning one thing on there that was kind of interesting. I will be curious to get people's feedback. One, just on how good the product works, but also I'm curious to see how it does with things like images and sort of like lower quality PDFs as well. Some of the OCR. But anyway, time will tell. Yeah, that's great. Again, I think the big news for today is like the translation feature coming out later this week, the NIW drafting process, and of course, we're road mapping an entire sort of list of next process types to start with the drafted on the drafting capability. So any feedback, if you're a user or potential user of Gen, we're really leaning into, feedback from our users right now in terms of like what processes to pursue next. Now that we've, really been focusing on extraordinary again, I-601A, but mostly employment-based immigration process types. If there are others that our current users really want to see in the product, now would be the time to let us know. Email, chat, whatever method you have of getting in touch with us, definitely. If you want something specific, yeah, reach out. Great. Well, that's it. No reason to keep the clock running if we kind of said all we need to say. Yeah, feel free to again give us feedback on the drafting, and I hope everyone has had a great week so far, and talk soon. Greg, anything else?
Nope.
Awesome. All right, short and sweet, to the point.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Bye, everybody.